Page 472 continued. Women novelists. Women novelists form a class apart. Some works by early women novelists are Raj Lakshmi Devi's The Hindu Wife 1884 and Saguna 1885, Cornelia Surabji's Love and Life Behind the Parda 1901, and Between the Twilights 1908, Iqbalun Nisa Hussein's Parda and Polygamy, Life in an Indian Muslim Household 1944. Para. Women novelists have developed their own style which expresses feminine sensibility. Each one is different from the other. Each one of them has her own world of experiences, her own way of looking at things, and her own way of character portrayal. One point is common in them: they show a keen sense of the awareness of social change. Para. Kamala Markandeya, a prolific and talented novelist, has written Nectar in a Sieve 1954 on the theme of hunger, A Silence of Desire 1960 on love and class conflict, A Handful of Rice 1966 on love and poverty in poor segments in Calcutta society, The Cofferdams 1969 on the predicament of migrants caused by dam construction, The Nowhere Man and Immigrant Asians, Two Virgins on conflict between parents and children, and The Golden Honeycomb on East-West dichotomy. Markandeya, a talented craftsman, harnessed her technique to communicate her tragic vision. She is a novelist of social and national concerns. Para. Ruth P. Javvala, Jhabvala, a German citizen married to an Indian architect, occupies a unique position in Indian English novel. A prolific and versatile writer, she has written about personal relationship and domestic life in her novels. To Whom She Will 1955, The Nature of Passion 1956, Esmond in India 1958, The Householder 1960, Get Ready for Battle 1962, A Backward Place 1965, A New Dominion 1972, Heat and Dust 1975, and My 9 Lives, Chapters on a Possible Past 2004, and several collections of short stories. An Experience of India 1967, Like Birds, Like Fishes 1963, and A Stronger Climate 1963. She is a keen and minute observer of Indian scene and character. She exposes the foibles and eccentricities of her characters in a humorous and ironic manner. Endowed with a feeling for compassion, she, quote, humanizes even the most ionic situations or the most satiric portraits, unquote. Stop. Para. Attia, Attia Hussain, Hossain, Hussein's famous novel Sunlight on a Broken Column 1960 deals with a young woman's personal crisis set against the larger historical background of the independence movement in India. It is the story on Lila's revolt against the joint family system. Page 473. Para. Anita Desai, an outstanding novelist, has written Cry, the Peacock, 1963, Voices in the City, 1963, Bye Bye Blackbird, 1971, Where Shall We Go This Summer, 1975, Fire on the Mountain, 1977, Clear Light of Day, 1980, The Village by the Sea, 1982, and The Zigzag Way, 2004. Iyengar calls her, quote, an original talent that has the courage to go its own way, unquote, stop. As a novelist, she is an innovator. She is more concerned in depicting the mental rather than the physical experiences of her characters' mental anguish rather than pang of hunger. Para. Nayantara Sehgal evinces rare insight for political situation and its impact on human existence, the rampant corruption and topsy-turvydom of basic human values in a state of political chaos in her novels. A Time to be Happy 1957, The Time of Mourning 1965, Storm in Chandigarh 1969, The Day in Shadow 1971, A New Situation in New Delhi 1977, and Rich Like Us 1985, and non-fiction Prison and Chocolate Cake and From Fear Set Free. Her quote, feeling for politics and her command over English are rather more impressive than her art as a novelist, unquote, stop, para. Santha Ramarao R.A.U., a widely travelled writer, has written 2 novels, Remember the House 1956 and The Adventurers 1970, and some travelogues, Home to India, My Russian Journey and Gifts of Passage. Her knowledge of men, manners and human nature is superb. She also indulges in self-exploration. Her travelogues and novels are autobiographical. Her command over English is immaculate. Her writing, quote, has an ease and urbanity appropriate to the theme, unquote, stop. Para. Kamala Das, who converted to Islam in 1999, is now known as Kamala Suraya. She is a poet, novelist, and prose writer. She has written her autobiography titled My Story, 1976, and 2 novels, Alphabet of Last, LUST, 1980, and Dole for the Child Prostitute. Like her autobiography, My Story, the theme of these novels is her heroic struggle for liberation and the search for identity. Manasi and Rukmani, the protagonists in her 2 novels, respectively, discard all barriers, inhibitions, moral and social codes which hinder their quest for rebellion and search for identity. She was conferred Kent Award for Asian English Writing, Weiler Award for Literature, and Estutha Chan EZTHUTHCHAN Award for her outstanding contribution to literature and language, para. Shashi Deshpande's novel, para. Shashi Deshpande's novel, The Dark Holds No Terror, 1980, presents the upsurge of feminine rebellion against social conventions and parental authority through the character of Sarita. Roots and Shadows, 1983, won the Thirumathi Rangmal Award. That Long Silence, 1988, brought her into limelight. The quest for identity is the theme of this novel. She was awarded the Sahitya Academy Award for this novel. Her other novels, The Binding Vine, 1992, The Match of Time, 1999, The Small Remedies, 2000, have been highly admired and reviewed. Deshpande has dealt with every issue concerned with the women's movement for liberation. She emerges as the staunch exponent of women empowerment in these novels. Her latest novel, Moving On 2004, is a novel on Indian life, para. Bharti Mukherjee, a celebrated novelist, has written The Tiger's Daughter, 1971, Wife, 1975, Darkness, a collection of short stories, 1985. The Middlemen and Other Stories, 1988. Jasmine, 1989. The Holder of the World, 1993. Leave It to Me, 1997, and Cautilia's Concept of Diplomacy, 1976. Her novels and short stories reveal her experiences as an expatriate. They reflect the trauma of an uprooted identity. As Mukherjee grows mature, she shows a distinct shift towards assimilation and acceptance. She is a writer of consummate skill. Prema Nandakumar's Atom and Serpent, 1982, is a novel as campus life in India. Namita Gokhale's Paro, Dream of Passions, is an autobiographical novel in which the novelist identifies herself with Paro and Priya Sharma. Brinda Mukherjee's two novels, The Fourth Profile and A Fizzle Yield, reveal her remarkable knowledge of the lifestyle, manners and activities of diplomats. Naina Saibal's Yatra, 1988, Nargis Dalal's The Girl from Croatia, 1979, Rama Mehta's Inside the Haveli are women-centered novels. Para. Bapsi Sidhwa, who grew up in pre-partition Lahore, is a quote Punjabi Parsi Pakistani writer unquote of eminence. Her famous novel, The Ice Candy Man, is a fine novel. Para. Shobha De, a staunch exponent of women empowerment, recognizes the displacement and marginalization of women in India. In her novels Socialite Evenings, 1989, Starry Nights, 1991, Sisters, 1992, Strange Obsession, 1992, Sultry Boys, 1994, and Snapshots, 1995, she attempts to shatter patriarchal hegemony. She has feelings of empathy for the women who have forsaken domesticity and marriage and assert their identity. He is a modern novelist who emerges as the spokesman of the urban woman in her novels, page 474. Arundhati Roy's The God of Small Things, 1997, is a novel for all times. Para. Bamman Desai's A Woman Madly in Love, 2004, an autobiographical novel, is a quote splendid foray into the initiation rites of the modern fearless woman, unquote stop. Jayashree Mishra, the author of two famous novels, Accidents Like Love and Marriage and Ancient Promises, is now writing an historical novel, The Rani of Jhansi. Kiran Desai, the daughter of the famous novelist Anita Desai, made her debut in Indian English novel with Halla Ballu in the Guava Orchard, 1998, which, quote, resonates with old world charm and new world noises, unquote stop. Her next novel, The Inheritance of Loss, 2006, is, quote, about poverty and patterns that repeat across generations, unquote stop. Para. Indian women novelists have given a new dimension to the Indian literature. In the past, people used to enjoy the Desi versions of English magazines like Playboy with a sense of shame and guiltiness. But today the case is different. The Indian literature has gifted several talented women novelists who present the Indian version of such books, and that too within the limits of dignity and decency. They are popularly known as the goddesses of eros. They have brought a stylized pattern in the whole context of Indian writing. Nowadays, people enjoy reading the anglicized novels presented by the New Age women writers. Para. The list of Indian women novelists comprises Anita Desai, Shobha De, Nargis Dalal, Krishna Sobti, Deena Mehta, Indira Goswami, Malati Chendur, Gauri Deshpande, Bharati Mukherjee, Namita Gokhale, Ruth Jabwala, Nayantara Sehgal, Kamala Das, and many more popular names. It is believed that the Desi version of the foreign varieties is comparatively more deadly, and this fact is proved by the novels of these authors. The novels of authors like Namita Gokhale or Shobha De are really outspoken. Most of these female novelists are known for their bold views that are reflected in their novels. Basically, these are the novels of protest and an outburst of reservations and contaminations. Unlike the past, where the works of women novelists were given less priority and were actually undervalued, classification of feministic or male writings hardly makes any sense today. Para. Diamond Dust, the last 2 decades have witnessed phenomenal success in feminist writing of Indian English literature. Today is the generation of those women writers who have money and are mostly Western educated. Their novels consist of the latest burning issues related with women as well as those issues that exist in the society since long. These books are thoroughly enjoyed by the mass, and the publishers make easy money out of them. The publishers feel that the literature actually survived because of these type of bold topics and commercials used by the women novelists. Their novels encourage the women freedom to flirt. They describe the whole world of women with simply stunning frankness. Their write-ups give a glimpse of the unexplored female psyche, which has no accessibility. Para. Feminism in Indian literature. The present-age women have realized that she is not helpless and is not dependent. They feel that a woman is an equal competent just like a man. Today, a woman has also become a direct money earner, and she is not only confined to household works. The women of modern era think on different lines, and that is what is depicted in the novels of the Indian women authors. These facts are incorporated by the women writers. Indian women writers explores the feminine subjectivity and applies the theme that ranges from childhood to complete womanhood. Through their novels, they spread the message of what actually feminism is, which actually is very broad. These women writers say that feminism means putting an end to all the sufferings of a woman in silence. Para. Authors like Kamala Markandeya, Shashi Deshpande, and Anita Desai have chosen the problems and issues faced by the woman in today's male-dominated world as the main theme of their books. For instance, some of the novels of Anita Desai, like, quote, Voices in the City, unquote, and, quote, Where Shall We Go This Summer, unquote, question mark, she has portrayed the complexities between a man and woman relationship. She has tried to explore the psychological aspects of the lead protagonists. The woman novelists try to create awareness that this is the time to proclaim with definite precision. In India, the women writers are doing very well, and their contribution is immense. Para. Majority of the Indian readers, comprising both male and female, read the novels of the Indian women authors with certain expectations. Quote, Indianness, unquote, is in the write-ups. Only the women novelists of India are capable of conveying the messages of feminism in an Indian way. Stop.